Hi everyone, we are really excited to show you some of the features that we created based on your feedback, which was incredibly helpful. The first thing you're going to notice is there's a completely different color scheme for Sophia. That bright orange is gone, and now we have a new set of colors. We've done that so that we can really make you feel like you're in a particular lesson mode. So lesson prep is blue, during lesson is orange, and post is pink. You'll also notice that we've added a new mode called Mega Prep, which is in yellow. Now you all said that you use the quick actions from lesson prep and from in lesson interchangeably during your prep. So we've put all of those quick actions into one menu. You also said that you weren't always exactly sure where to find which quick action, so they're all here now, all in one place. The second thing I want to show you, and probably the biggest change, is that we've added a way for you to add student notes and student profiles. So if you click on the students button, which will be yellow if you don't have any students already selected for this lesson, you can see 3 students that I've already created. You can add a new student here, and I won't show you that because it's pretty straightforward. The thing I really want to explain is the notes. You can click on a student to see their notes, and the notes can be general, so something about their interests, so that Sophia can help you make it more relevant for the student, like this person likes to socialize and play board games. Or you can really write it about the specific lesson and something that happened that day. This student had a hard time remembering the words numerator and denominator and what they represent in this lesson about fractions. This kind of information is really going to help Sophia tailor her advice to the specific students in your group. So as you are tutoring, after each lesson, as you're reflecting, go ahead and come in here and add notes for students about where they struggled, where they did well, so that Sophia has information. You don't need to add a ton of notes. The more notes, if you add a lot of notes, Sophia at some point will get overwhelmed. But adding in focused notes about strengths and challenges, interests, will help Sophia do a better job, just like you asked. There's a lot of different ways to add the notes and to edit the student and do everything like that. There's 2 places to do almost everything. You can add a note straight from here, or you can go into the student and add a note here. You can also edit the note, delete the note, rename the student, or rather the alias for the student, delete the student, and you can do that as well from here. One important note is please do not use the student's actual names. And there is a note here about that on the Add New Student page. We don't want to know who these students are. It's a FERPA issue. We just want this to be able to help you in tailoring your tutoring. So use an alias, not anything about the student that would identify them. All right, I'm going to add Atlantic and Pacific here, and I'm going to update the session. You notice that now we can see that there are 2 students tied to this session. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and click how do I differentiate, and let's see how Sophia uses the information. All right, the first thing I'm noticing is that there's a tag now. So this message you can see was personalized for Atlantic and Pacific, those 2 students. You'll also see that Sophia has given you information about how to differentiate for Atlantic. And she's wondering about if you want information about Pacific, and you can say yes, you do. Of course, if you had more than 2 students, you'd tag more than 2 students, and Sophia's going to give you information the best that she can. One thing you also asked for is to have the quick action actually show up in the chat, and you can see that I just clicked a quick action button and it did show up in the chat here. So we've added that feature for you. Small, but hopefully helpful. And we have made it so that math formulas show up more effectively in the chat. You notice I asked it before I started recording this video about the quadratic formula since I knew there was a lot of complicated ways to write things in the quadratic formula, and you can see how Sophia writes things now. So hopefully that's going to be helpful for you. There's also many things that we have done in the background that you're not going to see, but we hope will really help. There's going to be more diverse and inclusive examples and scenarios. There's going to be better clarity and pacing and guidance that feels practical and not generic. And we have instructed Sophia to do a better job really thinking of ideas for virtual tutoring. Last but not least, you've asked about how to get better resources or pointed to better resources. So Sophia will now point you to resources. It won't give you a specific link to that resource, but we do think it will point you in the right direction more frequently. And we are still working on how to get specific links to games or other things like that that you can use to supplement. We are looking forward to hearing about what you think about these new features, what works, what doesn't work well, and what to change. So thank you again so much for your time, and we're looking forward to talking to you soon.